And
you
then,
always have the nets in front of your face. Like, speak into the camera, Gail.
Okay, so Jamie, Carole, and I are going to go in the cage with the nets to try to net Levi. You guys are going to stay in the safety gate area with the squeeze cage until we actually get him in the nets, and then we'll call you to bring the squeeze cage in for us to put him in the squeeze cage. It's like 3 pounds higher than the first time, which is great. Good team.
I was so glad to hear that you came here and we didn't have to take him in.
Well, yeah, because all we need is blood and stuff. So, I mean, hopefully, gosh, I can't see the numbers. So hopefully, we'll just ideally draw blood. He had a urinary tract infection once. If we can get urine, that would be good. Check his blood pressure, and we're just going to send him blood work. So hopefully, it won't be a big deal.
Yeah. And remember, the people watching this said they can't hear you guys.
We'll speak louder so you can hear.
Well, at least it's on the stainless steel. Yeah, I kind of wanted to collect that, which I can't do off my knee. Here's his urine.
Well, you said you wanted a urine sample.
He
was trying to comply.
I know, I'm sorry. Don't be mad.
Maybe if I give her pee, she won't stick me with the needle.
Yeah, maybe it's because his socks. Cat lover.
Pants come up high enough instead of like the low-rise pants.
Now I'm going to have to cut out that where you're touching her on the butt, Gail.
Did I touch you? Oh, I did. I touched you.
He doesn't have a bone. He doesn't? After all that discussion about how angry he is at me,
It's a trick.
yeah.
Feels like a trick.
His mouth.
If you pull him up a little, you don't have to carry him so much.
Oh, wait, is it on? That's if we stand here and hold him up.
Oh, please.
And move the stick off.
Yeah, 31.4.
Hey, see, I'm not, I'm pretty good at that. Oh, crap. Can you grab this?
I got it.
You might be able to jam it higher and keep it from leaking.
That's what I was going to try to do.
We put lube in their eyes because they don't blink very well when they're sleeping, so we don't want them to get an ulcer in their eye. What was that? Big gap in between. No, just like gum recession.
Which was on his last report in
Yeah.
October, I think.
Yeah,
those
and
teeth.
that tooth he resorbed.
Ooh, look at all that stuff on that one.
Yeah.
What is that?
There was a tooth that was there. This tooth right here. Cats do that. I'm hoping he chewed on something. It looks more like trauma than an ulcer. But kidney disease can cause mouth ulcers. But it looks kind of more like a traumatic something.
I didn't see him bite at the net, did he?
I don't see any others. But cats do an amazing thing. If they have a cavity, they cover over where the cavity is. He doesn't have another spot like that, but yeah, possibly under there. They grow their gum tissue over where the cavity is to protect the spot that's painful, and then slowly over time they grow their gums up over the painful tooth. And now it doesn't hurt. Ta-da!
Our cat's amazing.
Cats are smart. Dogs don't do that. Here I'll say because dogs are dumb, but at work they're just different. That's, I think, the coolest thing about cats, but it takes a long time. Ooh, yeah. Yes, guys, blood pressure's kind of high. Sorry, last time he had borderline high blood pressure and his pupils were so big. His retinas have a little bit of a look that he has high blood pressure.
Oh, yes, there is. It's when you do that, it squeezes out.
Mm. Everything that was left look better is he seems like he's in better flesh, but he does seem a little dehydrated, like his skin tense a little. And I know this is gonna be that. I have to take this though. I think like our body condition looks better than it has previously. I'm not exactly thrilled that we're a little bit dehydrated feeling in our skin. Our inside our mouth, not really, but that red spot above that tooth really looks like trauma, but kidney disease can cause dehydration, ulcers in the mouth, and that one note that Marie said the one day he seemed kind of off, so that's why we're giving him a lot of fluids.
Well, and he had been kind of funky with his meds. Normally he's right there waiting for you, and we've been having the last few days to kind of hunt him down.
Yeah.
And then he takes them, but it's like she said, you know, you turn your back and he gets a little closer, and then you look and he stops, and you turn your back and he gets, you know, you have to kind of work him up to the edge of the cage, where before he would be standing there waiting for you.
Yeah.
He knew it was, you know, he knew it was 4:30, 5:30, whatever. He knew it was med time. He'd be right there waiting for you, and he hasn't been.
So I like his body condition, but I'm worried that with the pale color of his urine that his kidneys perhaps have gotten worse. And that's why he's feeling yucky. So that's why I don't care that we're giving him a ton of fluids.
And the
Methimazole.
Methimazole. That's right, methimazole. Will that affect his kidneys?
It's a fine balance between keeping his
Thyroid
regulated and not having as many side effects on the kidneys. So his heart rate has been low, but his blood pressure is, if his heart rate were normal and his blood pressure were that, I would be happy. But his blood pressure is probably a little bit high for what his heart rate is.
The machine that you use to spin the blood,
Mm-hmm.
what does something like that cost, do you know?
No idea. You can probably get a used one for, I have no idea.
Probably have Jeff talk to that guy that got a bunch of used stuff.
But the centrifuge is only one step of it. We would need blood machines then too. Just spinning it down here doesn't help with any. We would still need machines to run it on.
Well, that's what I'm talking. The stuff that you do in the
Oh,
clinic.
the centrifuge and the machine where you put it on the things.
I
and
know
you
a lot
put
of
it
stuff
in.
we have to send out to Antec, but stuff that we do there, if you had that machinery here, you wouldn't have to now run to your office and spin it. So
And then
curious.
we'd have to sit an Antec pickup here, which wouldn't be every day. So then that's complicated for Antec to know when to come here and pick up. So then on the days that we want to pick up, we have to call them and hope that they call the driver and then it comes here.
Thanks to the observation chart and our wonderful volunteers who keep such a close eye on these cats, we could see that Levi was not running up for his medications the way he usually does. So on the site where the volunteers make their observations, every cat has their own page, and right there on their page is a link to their full medical history. So we can see all of the diagnostics that have ever pertained to Levi here, and look for patterns in them, look for weight loss, weight gain. And what we were able to discover through looking through all of this is that he was seen by the vet last year for kidney disease, and the blood work has since been sent out, and I know the results, so I'm able to report that what those results have been is that he has one kidney that is getting worse, one that has stayed about the same. And so what the vet decided to do was to give him fluids, change up his medications a little bit to try and accommodate for those changes that we're seeing, and see if we can make him comfortable and getting back on track eating. We had a wonderful donor who was willing to purchase a x-ray machine for us, which is something we have desperately needed for years. And so I was asking Dr. Wen earlier about some of the other medical needs that won't be nearly as expensive but would really be helpful. A lot of times when we test the blood at the vet's office, we're looking for information that tells us if we should even try to extend the cat's life, or if the condition is so far gone, given the fact that these cats are so old, that we just would not be able to reverse it. And a lot of times our decisions have to be made on what that blood work tells us right away. Here what you can see the vet doing is she's checking for arthritis in his knees. These cats suffer from arthritis as they get older, and our cats are in their late teens and early 20s, so they're on supplements for that. But she's looking to make sure that we are giving them all of the medication and care that they need to be as comfortable as they possibly can be.
The first time I felt a little crunchy, but then has a little bit of crepitus, that grindy sound when you move it the exact right way. So,
Do you want him to
if
get the whole
anyone
bag?
knows, no, how much did he get? About 400.
You look like a camel.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I love that inflatable cup. I can't believe we did this for 20 years without one.
Well, I was doing it by hand, but then I kept spinning it up here and it broke the little thing on the top.
Wow.
Jamie said, I don't want you to panic when you go down there and see a bunch of volunteers tearing down the tiger cages.
Yep. But we're not doing it unsupervised. Vern's over there with us.
I see.
He's working out the tunnel on the other side.
Hopefully we'll have enough scrap from this tunnel to make that tunnel.
Yes. Yes, we will.
And the purpose for this is that we're going to be rescuing some more big cats, so we need to figure out a way to be able to move everybody through the back end, through the tunnels, out to and from the vacation rotation enclosure. But the keepers have to be able to get to the lockouts, so they can't go through this cage, and it's got to be taken down so they can get to the lockout behind it.
Yes, that took a lot of consultations and drawing and redrawing. Jamie and Vern and I walking around the cages and going, okay, we got it. No, that no, can't. No, oh no, gotta go here. Okay, gotta go here. Okay, it's going here.
Engineering experts.
Yes, we're now taking this down. We're going to put flap doors on these two doors here, so that when we bring the new tigers, we can just roll the transport right up to these doors,
Oh,
send them out the
sweet.
transport, and flip the door shut, and then we'll hog ring it.
I love that.
So we don't have to go through all that safety gate stuff. We can just whip it in, put the thing on, clip it up, let them out, get them back in the back, shut the door. So I'm making a
Genius.
bigger gate so we can put the transport through.
I like that.
Because we're like, well, there's a transport over there, and I'm like, and Jamie and I look at each other and goes, but there's holes right here. I'm like, yes, let's just do that. So yeah, so that's what we're doing.
Wow.
So I'm trying to refinagle the gate process here. Well, actually, you can come help me work on the outside gate here. Because I only have so many hog ring pliers at the moment, so until everybody gets here with the stuff to clean out inside. We're going in. We can get it. We can get it once we take it down.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's see. The first thing we need to do is if you want to, let's hog ring this seam here together. So
Zipper?
three, yeah. So one on top, one on the bottom, one in the middle, and then zipper down that one. And then I'll get the wire, and we can wire that piece back, and then attach that, and we're making a flip out gate, a bigger gate for the transport.
So you're going to have enough scrap to make your new tunnel?
Yeah, everything over there is going to get it apart. Just shift them down here and cut the pit. It'll work right there. For a while it was looking like that platform was going to have to move.
Oh dear.
And over here the big problem is the bridge. You can't have a sliding door below a bridge because it's going to go high enough. And then you do the other way and start hitting the joints in the wire. The door won't work.
There's a lot of design that went into figuring out just exactly where those two snaps are going to be cutting the hole.
That's going to be the two side walls and the door will be between.
Oh, look.
Barely makes it, but it'll go. We're out cutting loose.
Ow, okay. Here you go. Just watch the nugget. Hold the nugget.
Up right here, girls. Pour everything out of the safety gate too. So we're gonna go in that.
We're gonna go on put a pole ring right there to hold the roof up. Because it's gonna be stuck on both sides. We can take the walls out and then we can get the roof afterwards.
There you got a snap right there you could use.
hog rings.
There's a snap right by your right hand. There's a snap right by your right hand you could snap it with.
Oh yeah, here, he did. You just yeah.
You dropped right out of my frame there.
No, it should stay up. Should.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. Ooh. If anything, Xander would be the first.
Let's
to-
push this one. Here as well. I'll do the first try.
There are 6 of these tiger cages along the lake, and each of them has a pool and flowers, so we love flowers, that attracts butterflies and hummingbirds. Interesting things for the cats to see. When a butterfly, I don't know if you saw that. So what we're trying to do is now hook up all of the back ends of these that are next to the lake with tunnels, so that they can get out to the vacation rotation enclosure. And that way we can lock the tigers all up on the other end, the tour path side, so that if a tiger is moving through the back sections, there's no place that they would come in contact with a common wall. because through a common wall, these guys could rip off an ear or a paw or a tail. That would be terrible, so we want to make sure there's never a common wall between the cats. And then this is the drawbridge that goes across the road through that cage and then way out to the 2.5 acre vacation rotation. The mother ducks have figured out that this is a safer place for the baby ducks because there aren't any turtles in tiger ponds. The turtles will eat the little baby ducks if she takes them down to the lake. I'm going to leave you alone, Mama. And even though there's a tiger who lives in this enclosure, tigers look at those little tiny ducklings and say, that's just not even worth it. No, that's not worth getting up from your nap, is it? We've been trying to catch Natasha the Lynx in that cage now for about a week. I wanted to be able to send her out on vacation in the tiger enclosure because she's getting so old and we're just afraid she's not going to live long enough for us to raise the funds we need for the small cat enclosure. That's going pretty well. I think we've raised about $5,000, but still it's a long, long way to go. That's like 10% of the way there. But she has been really reticent about getting in that transport. This is very entertaining for you. You guys are such great enrichment.
Yeah, there's a couple of pieces of wire missing over here. Like, you can put your shovel right through the cage from the outside.
Alright, we'll stake wire it. Just clear it out so we can stake wire it.
Wow, this looks so different.
I know, doesn't it?
So much more open.
We have rakes.
We have rakes, yep.
Yeah, I'm just not happy with that big opening. I'm going to patch that little corner right here.
Going up as fast as it's coming down.
That's rare.
You need me to hold that?
Just have to get my mark and know where to cut.
I'm going to have to put a filter on this to tone down your shorts.
Oh, because of the green? Because they're short or because they're green?
Because they're green.
Yeah, we have you censored.
That's just so entertaining. Don't spray me. Please don't spray me. All that hard work just wearing you out? It's genius.